Livestream with H.G. Tudor. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I am the Ultra, in a class of one. I hold that position because of my unrivaled insight into me and my kind, and because I explain it to all of you, like nobody else does or can. I'm a narcissistic psychopath, diagnosed, and I share my world and that of my kind to enable you to understand more about the way that we think. Actually, the way that we think, the way that we operate, the way that we see you, the way that we function, to enable you to understand what is going on in the unconscious mind of the narcissist, to allow you to understand what's occurring in the conscious mind of the aware narcissist, a much rarer grouping. I deliver this information purely to ensure that my prime aims are met, chief of which is the extension of my legacy. Many people struggle to grasp that at times. You're a narcissistic psychopath. Why are you doing this? Why do certain pop stars make records? Because it enables them to extend the prime aims. They assert control. They draw fuel. They acquire residual benefits, wealth, links to other people, a facade. And that's where the narcissist pop star does that. I create all of this material because it enables me to assert control over my viewership and readership. I do receive fuel from them. I never deny that, although its potency and amount is small compared to that which I obtain privately, and therefore fuel isn't the prime mover. I do acquire some character traits. The experiences and observations of other people I can use to increase my understanding. After all, we can always learn a bit more. And finally, and most importantly of all, I obtain residual benefits. Yes, people pay for my expertise. Yes, I am rewarded by payment through the videos that I post. And one is not going to turn down some remuneration. After all, when you're an expert, you should be paid for it. But the most important aspect of it all is to enable people to understand that I am extending my legacy by letting you into my world and explaining the way that we think and operate. You will understand, and by doing so you will access more of my work, and you will undoubtedly, as most polite and understanding and considerate people do, thank me for this, and you'll refer other people to my work, and thus a tidal wave of Tudor knowledge sweeps the globe, so that when the Grim Reaper finally comes and takes me by causing me to shuffle off this mortal coil, and that is a long way away, that ultimate threat to my control will be nullified, because I know at the moment that the silver scythe cuts the air, my work will live on. It matters not that it's through a pseudonym, because I know I am H.G. Tudor. I know that my voice will still be heard after my demise, my words will be read, my advice will be heeded, that people will still comment, that people will still refer to my work. And that is the chief reason why I do all of this. As part of this, I regularly engage with you. I do so, of course, through consultation, through answering emails, through moderating the many comments that emerge on both my blog and principally my YouTube channel. I would like to answer far more of the questions that are posed to me, but time does not allow. However, what I do is, occasionally, jump in with an impromptu live stream so that you can gain the benefit of access to the Ultra, so that you can pose those questions, that you can tell me what's on your mind. You can talk about the things that matter to you. You can share your experiences, but you can pose questions both about me and your own personal situations, and they're answered. Just recently, I've done a flurry of those things in order to engage with you further, creating them with no warning whatsoever, so that you jump in and engage with me if you happen to be around. And I know from those that attend and those that thereafter listen to it afterwards when it's posted as an accessible video that you find these live streams both hugely interesting, massively insightful, and most of all, entertaining. I, of course, use my charm, my humour and my wit as part of the delivery of my information. You don't have to listen to a dry, boring, robotic monotone voice wanking on about itself. Of course I talk about myself and I'm brilliant, but you recognise that brilliance and you wish to share in it. You embrace it. You understand that you have access to a very, very rare commodity, me and my mind, and at the same time you're entertained, that you get access to those beautiful phrases such as hello and for Sean, alongside bombshell and nemesis, with more besides. When you're entertained and you're educated at the same time, it's more likely to stick. A number of you, of course, have cried out, "Oh, HG, HG, I missed that impromptu live stream. God dang it, HG, I've missed another one. Holy smokes, HG, will you give me some notice about when you're going to do some of these live streams? I'm fed up of missing them and my life is all the bleaker for missing out." I understand why you feel this way. Everybody needs the Ultra in their lives. And so the big advantage that you will have is that your glorious narrator is now going to give you notice of the fact that there is a scheduled live stream coming right at you. Yes, the Ultra will be in your ears, and you need to ensure that you're Ultra ready. How do you do this? Well, first of all, you ensure that you are subscribing to this channel. And frankly, if you're listening to me and you haven't done so, you are a very poor and bad person, and you should hang your head in shame. Secondly, turn on the notifications, give the bell a tickle, so that you're told about the forthcoming live stream. Of course, YouTube can be a bastard at times, and it doesn't always notify you about these things, and it might possibly be that you're subscribing to too many channels. So I'd encourage you to take an audit of those channels that you go through. And do you really need to continue to subscribe to Pie Crusts as I love, or perhaps now it's a little time that you left those Minecraft videos alone? After all, that was 10 years ago and you're a big boy now. Of course, you don't need to listen to anybody else's views about narcissism because you're getting the direct and unrivaled information from me. So undertake a purge of those unwanted channels to ensure that this one comes through and that you don't miss out. You're also going to have the advantage because I'm going to tell you when it's going to take place so that you can make a note in your diary, that you can schedule it on your phone, that you can carve it into the forehead of the narcissist and allow yourself one no-contact breach by looking at his forehead and being reminded, aha, that's when the live stream with HG is. So, you might ask, do tell us, O glorious narrator, when will this live stream take place? Well, dear and valuable viewers, it's coming up right now on your screen. Yes, come and join me, the Ultra, in a lengthy live stream on Sunday the 27th of February, commencing at 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. US time on East Coast, and 10 a.m. on the Pacific coast. This will enable you to access the works of HG. You ask me questions. Also, keep in mind that in Europe, the clocks will have changed on the night of the Saturday the 26th, the beginning of 27th. And therefore, you need to ensure that you are on top of that, because the US clocks changed 2 weeks prior on the 13th of February, which will bring you an hour closer to the United Kingdom and Europe, and then we move forward again, going back to the usual either 5, 6, 7, or 8, or if you're further afield, 9 hours. Make sure you get this scheduled. Make sure you make a note to join the Ultra. Make sure you're there ears pinned back, ready to give super thanks also, which means that your question will definitely be answered. Join the Tudorites and be ready for the Ultra on the 27th of February. I look forward to taking your questions then. I'm H.G. Tudor. I am the Ultra, and we have a date.